How good was Michael Jackson actually? The truth behind the king of pop. Opening scene, soft instrumental music, slow zoom on a black and white image of a young Michael Jackson. Narrator calm tone. In the history of music, few names shine as brightly as Michael Jackson. But beyond the glittering gloves, moonwalks, and record-breaking hits, lies a question that even decades later, still fascinates millions around the world. How good was Michael Jackson actually? To understand this, we have to go back, long before the lights, the awards, and the controversies. Back to a small house in Gary, Indiana, where a boy named Michael Joseph Jackson was born on August 29, 1958. Chapter 1. The Birth of a Star. Footage of Jackson 5 rehearsals. Michael was the seventh of 9 children. His father, Joseph Jackson, was a steel mill worker with strict discipline and a dream to make his sons famous. The Jackson 5, Jackie, Tito, Jermaine, Marlon, and Michael, were born out of that dream. By the age of 8, Michael was already the lead singer. His voice, raw yet soulful, could make people stop and listen. When they performed "I Want You Back" at Motown, even Berry Gordy, the founder of Motown Records, was stunned. He said, "This kid isn't just good, he's magic." And he was right. Michael had an energy, a rhythm, and a spark that made him different. He wasn't just singing, he felt the music. He lived inside it. Chapter 2. The Solo Dream. Clips from Off the Wall era. After dominating the charts with the Jackson 5, Michael wanted more. He wanted creative freedom, something Motown didn't allow. In 1979, with producer Quincy Jones, he released Off the Wall. It wasn't just an album, it was a revolution. Hits like Don't Stop, Till You Get Enough, and Rock With You showcased a young man stepping into his own power. The album sold over 20 million copies, but Michael wasn't satisfied. He famously said, "Greater than Off the Wall was good, but I wanted it to be great." That perfectionism, that hunger, would soon lead him to create something the world had never seen before. Chapter 3. Thriller, The Crown of Pop. Cue, Thriller, visuals, cinematic tone. 1982. Michael released Thriller. It wasn't just an album, it was a cultural earthquake. 7 singles hit the top 10. The album sold over 70 million copies, making it the best-selling album of all time. The Thriller short film changed music videos forever. Before that, videos were simple, but Michael turned them into cinematic experiences. The choreography, the story, the costumes, all groundbreaking. He didn't just perform, he created worlds. He moonwalked across stages, shattered racial barriers on MTV, and redefined what it meant to be a global artist. Michael Jackson wasn't just good, he was untouchable. Chapter 4. The Art of Perfection. Clips from rehearsals, studio work. Behind every smile, there was obsession. Michael rehearsed for hours, sometimes 16 hours a day. He studied James Brown, Fred Astaire, and Jackie Wilson, yet made every move his own. When he recorded Billie Jean, he made over 90 takes until it felt right. He once said, "Greater than, if you can't feel what I'm singing, then I'm wasting my time." His voice could move from whisper to scream in seconds, emotional, raw, and powerful. His dancing was not just movement, it was storytelling through rhythm. No artist before or after has ever combined singing, dancing, and visual art on that level. Chapter 5. Breaking Barriers. Footage of Motown 25, Billie Jean performance. 1983, Motown 25. When Michael performed Billie Jean live and moonwalked for the first time on television, time froze. Millions watched in disbelief. That single move made him immortal. He became the first Black artist to dominate mainstream pop in an era where racial divides were strong. His art united people across color, culture, and language. Chapter 6. Beyond the Music. Footage from We Are the World, humanitarian work. Michael wasn't just an entertainer, he was a humanitarian. He donated over $500 million to charities, supported hospitals, orphanages, and education across the world. He once said, Greater than, if you enter this world knowing you are loved and you leave this world knowing the same, then everything that happens in between can be dealt with. Chapter 7. The Trials and Shadows. Soft, serious tone, but greatness always comes with a price. The fame, the pressure, and the media scrutiny took a toll. Michael faced endless rumors, betrayals, and court battles. The world watched, not just his music, but his pain. Yet, through it all, he continued to perform, to create, to inspire. His 2009, This Is It, tour was supposed to be his grand return. But fate had other plans. On June 25, 2009, the King of Pop left this world. Yet his music never died. Chapter 8. The Legacy. Footage of crowds mourning, Man in the Mirror, playing. Today, more than a decade later, Michael's influence is everywhere. From the biggest pop stars to street performers across continents. His albums continue to sell. His performances continue to inspire. And his message, love, unity, and peace, continues to echo. Final words. Emotional ending. So, how good was Michael Jackson actually? He wasn't just good. He wasn't even just great. Michael Jackson was a once-in-a-lifetime phenomenon. A blend of genius, discipline, creativity, and soul. He didn't follow music. He became music. Soft fade out with Human Nature, playing. Movie camera. YouTube description. Title: How good was Michael Jackson actually? The truth behind the King of Pop. Description: From a small town in Indiana to the global stage, this is the untold story of how Michael Jackson became the most influential entertainer in history. Explore his genius, his perfectionism, his struggles, and the legacy that still shapes music today. Mike discover the man behind the legend. Star witness the rise, reign, and mystery of the King of Pop. Bell subscribe for more powerful stories and music history documentaries. Pushpin hashtags and keywords. Hashtag Michael Jackson, hashtag King of Pop, hashtag MJ, hashtag Thriller, hashtag Billie Jean, hashtag History of Music, hashtag Pop Legend, hashtag Motown, hashtag Moonwalk, hashtag Tales with English, hashtag Music Documentary, hashtag MJ Legacy, hashtag How Good Was Michael Jackson, hashtag Inspiration, hashtag Michael Jackson Story. Megaphone tags. Michael Jackson, MJ Documentary, King of Pop, Thriller Album, Motown 25, Pop History, Music Legends, Moonwalk, Quincy Jones, MJ Story, 80s Music, Pop Icons, MJ Dance, Humanitarian, MJ Legacy, Michael Jackson Biography, Tales with English.